If they think that for the years they have been associating with the CPDM has not brought them much joy, well, we can only say, it's their right to say they don't want to continue. But at the same time, I want to say that, sometimes things like this need to happen for us to change and get better things. Because, look at it critically, there are already so many opposition candidates. And by them resigning and then declaring that they are also candidates, it only adds to that pool. And in reality, it weakens the opposition. And so the only option that they have is to do what many people like them have been suggesting, that it's about time that an Anglophone should be the president, the third president of the country after President Paul Biya. And if that is their thinking, and they were going to all fall behind someone like Joshua Ossi, who is an Anglophone, to be the presidential candidate, fair and good. But if they think that the third president of the country after 63, 65 years to still be another Francophone, then that's just being unfair, and it creates another problem. And I hope that they are taking that into account, and probably that's what they would like to do. And of course, whether they choose that or not, it should be very clear to them that CPDM has many other options, and CPDM is going to work on those options, and CPDM will still beat them at their game. They should realize that the party politics they have been playing, be they opposition or whatever, up until now, has not been the kind of politics that solve the problems of youth, women, and the community. Many of them, all those ministers that are resigning, they have not created jobs for youths. They have not really helped President Paul Biya solve problems, because if they had been solving the problems of the nation, we would not be where we are. Recently, you saw how dirty the city of Yaoundé was, and there are no roads up there and so on. Everybody would turn around and blame Biya, but they were all, in there. And when they came to the government, they didn't really help the president to succeed. And probably they did that intentionally, just so that they can turn around and blame President Paul Biya. But the good news is that whether they resign or not, there comes an ending to everything. There's a season for everything in life. There's a season for everything in life. You helped someone at the time he needed that help, and that is very welcome. But after having helped him, you didn't really help him to run the country well by being productive where you are. Because if those people have been organizing the youths in the north and creating jobs and creating companies, and there will not be any anger in the north. They just came and sat in Yaoundé and have been eating good food and drinking good wine, and then they forgot that there were children in the north that they were supposed to attend to. So they thought that it was President Paul Biya who was going to go up there and organize those children to form companies, to do this. No, you're supposed to do that yourself. It's your corporate social responsibility to go out there, especially like Issa Bakari Chiroma. If we go around, because he was in charge of training youths, to have skills and so on. We should go among all those youths who are up there and find out how did he help those youths to learn skills, useful skills, and have jobs and so on. And we are saying that the third option is coming up, and the third option has the philosophy of solving problems. The third option knows how to solve problems. The third option is going to work with the youths of this nation and the youths of the north in particular, give them skills and give the opportunities to create companies. And we are going to be creating 1 million jobs every year for youths. Not that we just share out jobs as if they were cakes. No, we are saying that through certification procedures, youths will be put through training, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years, as the case may be, to gain the skills and technology and savoir-faire to be able to solve our problems. And let me give you an example. We import about almost 800 and something tons of 1,000 tons of rice into the country, which is actually wrong. And yet in the north, we have a lot of land there, which is good for the cultivation of land. So what the third option would do concretely is to go out there and put these youths into form small companies with youths in the north, and then give them the tools, the equipment, and so on, give them the land, give them all the resources they need, so that they can grow all the rice that Cameroon needs in the north. We can grow all the rice in the north. We can grow all the wheat in the north. We can increase the production of beef. We can increase the production of milk and all these things. The third option is going to go up there and do what Issa Chiroma and UNDP UNDP never did, or anybody for that matter. We would organize we'll organize the youths into groups, companies, so to speak, and give them the tools they need, the training they need to be able to grow how do you call that? All the rice and all the wheat that we have been importing. And you know that the country has been spending close to 1,000 billion francs CFA to pay for rice, wheat, and a couple of things like that. And we are saying that because if we just have to organize and help our youth to be able to do that, and the 1,000 billion, instead of giving it to the Indians, the Chinese, Pakistani, and whoever or the Thais, that money will go to the children in Cameroon, especially those in the north who can grow those things. And don't forget, in the east, in the northwest, in the west region, all those things can grow. We can grow them in the southwest, just about anywhere. So if Cameroon has not been doing well, as Cameroon is broke and Cameroon is having problems, it's just because it's not actually an issue of lack of money. It's an issue of lack of organization, lack of vision, lack of responsibility, and then lack of the truth. We just need to organize ourselves with what we have and the way of doing things, and we will come out of our mess. Because in the state in which we are, with what Issa Chiroma and the UNDP are trying to do, they have a mindset, an old mindset. If you were to take all the money in the world and give them with that mindset, they still will not succeed because they don't know what to do with it. So we are saying that all those problems will be corrected. Yes, they have resigned, they have done what they can continue with their job, but I'm hoping that they will all support OC as the Anglophone candidate to take the presidency if he wishes to, as the third president of the nation. Otherwise, rest assured that the third option will solve the problem.
Why not Akeremuna?
Well, they might go there and start arguing that Akeremuna is not in parliament, so they don't see why they should give their votes to Akeremuna. I'm giving them a candidate for which, they have no excuse.